Very good afternoon to all of you, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I would like to be brief, but not as brief as the two speakers. For any program, and especially for any kind of energy program to be successful in a country, you require four different aspects. One is you need to create the policy framework with the kind of transition that we are seeing from conventional sources of energy to environmentally benign and sustainable kind of alternate fuels. Biofuel seems to have shown the way. And we have quite a prudent and forward-looking policy in this country, and it's quite aggressive compared to many of the policy frameworks that have been created in the rest of the world. The second important aspect is the resources. Do we really have the resources for the alternate fuels? As rightly pointed out by Dr. Garg, he's talking about the animal dung. We have various, being an agrarian society, we have quite a bit of agricultural residues, and we have done a very scientific study of the surplus agricultural residues that are available. If you really look at agricultural residues, animal dung, and also municipal solid waste, and also sewage water, and industrial waste from the processing industries, we have something like 1.5 billion metric tons of resources that are available. Now, the next thing that comes is the technology. Do we have the technology to convert different types of resources into useful energy? I would say yes, and this is one of the challenging areas. We have about 6-7 different types of technologies which have matured to different levels at this point of time. We need to do a little more with regard to making all of these technologies commercially viable, and I think we are very close to it. And we have these kind of technologies when they are mapped onto the kind of resources that we have. We believe that there is enough biofuel that can be produced, which can not just replace the fossil fuels by 10%, 20%, but in the coming days to an extent of almost 100%. So that is possible with the kind of resources and the kind of technologies we have, and technology needs to be matured to that level at this point of time. The fourth one is the market dynamics. Now the country is very clear that we would like to reduce our dependency on the imports, and we are really looking at energy security for the country. And in that process, we are really created a kind of ecosystem where any of these kind of alternate fuels that we are going to be producing, there is going to be 100% offtake guarantees being promised by Government of India through oil marketing companies, and that's already happening. And the last but the least is creating the kind of, the financial assistance that is really required, not only in terms of incentives and tax holidays that are required for this kind of nascent industries, but even financing the kind of takeoff as far as these industries are concerned is another area which really needs to be looked into, and that is something that is seriously being looked into by Government of India at this point of time. So India is the country. We are not really looking at biofuels as future. Biofuels is happening now and today in India, and it's time for us to look at various opportunities that are there in this sector and see what kind of a role that we can play. Thank you.